Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Forgotten Faces of Fading Portraits. Holly had always been drawn to the mysterious and the unknown, which made her the perfect candidate for the job of restoring old paintings at the secluded mansion on the Isle of Wight. Little did she know that the art restoration project she was about to undertake would unravel the chilling secrets hidden within the strokes of the past. The mansion, with its towering spires and ivy-covered walls, stood as a testament to a bygone era. The once grand estate was now withered and desolate, its halls echoing with the whispers of forgotten stories. Holly arrived with her brushes, solvents, and an eagerness to breathe life back into the aging canvases that adorned the walls. The mansion's owner, a reclusive benefactor named Lord Everard, welcomed Holly with a mysterious smile and a key to the forgotten gallery hidden deep within the labyrinthine corridors of the mansion. The gallery housed a collection of portraits, each more peculiar than the last. As Holly set up her easel and began the meticulous process of restoring the paintings, she noticed an unsettling pattern. The faces in the portraits seemed to shift and change when she wasn't looking directly at them. At first, Holly dismissed it as a trick of the light or fatigue from her long hours. However, as she delved deeper into her work, the truth became impossible to ignore. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the gallery, Holly found herself alone with the eerie collection. The air grew colder, and the faint echoes of ghostly whispers surrounded her. She focused her attention on a particularly haunting portrait of a woman with piercing eyes. As Holly painstakingly worked on the details, the woman's expression transformed from stoic composure to an agonizing grimace. Holly gasped, stumbling back from the easel, her heart racing. The once muted colors now bled with the pain and suffering of the subjects captured on canvas. It was as if the portraits themselves were alive, reliving their tragic stories through the hands of the unsuspecting restorer. Haunted by curiosity and an unsettling compulsion, Holly continued her work, revealing the dark histories of the mansion's former inhabitants. A betrayed lover, a vengeful sibling, a tormented child, each portrait bore witness to the twisted tales that had unfolded within the mansion's walls. As the restoration progressed, Holly's own reflection in the gallery mirrors began to distort. Shadows clung to her like whispers, and her once bright eyes mirrored the anguish of the painted subjects. The mansion's history intertwined with her own, forging an inescapable connection. One stormy night, as Holly toiled in the dim glow of her lantern, a cold hand caressed the nape of her neck. She turned to find the ghostly figure of Lord Everard standing behind her. His hollow eyes met hers, and in a voice that echoed through the ages, he whispered, "The faces reveal the past, but they also foretell the future." Holly realized that the portraits were not merely windows into the past, they were harbingers of her own impending doom. The mansion, fueled by the pain of its history, sought to claim Holly as its own, adding her face to the forgotten gallery of fading portraits. In a desperate attempt to break free from the mansion's malevolent grasp, Holly raced against time, unraveling the dark mysteries that bound her fate to the haunted canvases. As she delved into the mansion's secrets, she uncovered a curse that transcended generations, a curse that demanded sacrifice to sustain its spectral existence. With every stroke of her brush, Holly fought against the encroaching darkness, determined to break the cycle and free herself from the clutches of the forgotten faces of fading portraits. The mansion trembled with the weight of its own history as Holly ventured deeper into the heart of the curse, confronting the tormented spirits that lurked in the shadows. In a climactic confrontation, Holly faced the vengeful spirits of the mansion's past, each one manifesting through the portraits she had restored. With a surge of determination, she channeled the energy of the cursed paintings into a final, powerful stroke, breaking the cycle that bound the spirits to the mansion. As the last echoes of the curse faded away, Holly collapsed in exhaustion. The gallery, once a haunting chamber of secrets, now stood silent and still. The faces in the portraits remained frozen, no longer shifting or revealing the tortured histories that had plagued them. In the aftermath, Holly emerged from the mansion, forever changed by the ordeal. The once desolate estate began to crumble, its malevolent energy dissipating into the winds that swept across the Isle of Wight. The forgotten faces of fading portraits were finally laid to rest, and Holly, bearing the weight of the stories she had uncovered, walked away from the crumbling ruins, her gaze fixed on the horizon as she left the haunted island behind. As Holly left the Isle of Wight, the memories of the mansion's spectral inhabitants lingered in the corners of her mind. She sought solace in the bustling streets of a distant town, attempting to bury the haunted past beneath the facade of normalcy. However, the curse had left an indelible mark on her soul, and the faces of the portraits continued to whisper to her in the dead of night. Haunted by the lingering presence of the spirits, Holly sought the guidance of experts in the supernatural. Desperate for answers, she stumbled upon an ancient tome that spoke of a mystical ritual capable of severing the ties between a haunted soul and the echoes of the past. With newfound determination, Holly returned to the Isle of Wight, armed with the knowledge gleaned from the ancient text. The mansion, now reduced to a dilapidated shell, still exuded an otherworldly energy. The ghostly faces of the portraits seemed to beckon her back, their expressions frozen in an eternal plea for release. Undeterred, Holly retraced the steps of the cursed restoration, reconstructing the ritual in the very heart of the gallery where the spirits had once roamed freely. The air crackled with supernatural energy as she chanted the incantation, her words a desperate plea for the forgiveness of the tormented souls. As the ritual unfolded, the atmosphere within the gallery shifted. The portraits, once animated by the ghost anguish, began to fade, their colors dulling until they resembled mere shadows of their former selves. Holly felt the weight on her shoulders lift, and the whispers that had plagued her mind grew silent. With a final incantation, a surge of ethereal light enveloped the gallery, dissipating the lingering curse that had bound the mansion for centuries. The faces in the fading portraits transformed one last time, their expression shifting from agony to serenity. The spirits, freed from the shackles of their tragic histories, ascended into the afterlife, leaving behind a tranquil stillness. As Holly emerged from the mansion, the sun cast its golden rays on the once ominous estate. The winds carried away the residual energy of the curse, leaving the Isle of Wight bathed in a newfound serenity. Holly, wearied but triumphant, watched as the mansion crumbled into a pile of rubble, the final remnants of its haunted past swept away by the cleansing forces she had unleashed. In the aftermath, Holly felt a profound sense of closure. The faces of the forgotten faces of fading portraits no longer haunted her dreams, and the weight of the curse had been lifted from her shoulders. As she sailed away from the Isle of Wight, she couldn't help but glance back at the fading silhouette of the mansion, grateful for the journey that had led her to confront the supernatural and ultimately break the cycle of torment that had plagued the spirits within. Holly carried the lessons of her harrowing experience with her, forever changed but resilient in the face of the unknown. The haunted gallery had been silenced, its secrets buried beneath the rubble of the past. As she looked towards the horizon, Holly embraced the uncertainty of the future, knowing that the forgotten faces of fading portraits would never again whisper their tales of anguish and despair. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like and even better like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.